Hey, it's Pupmeister, and today we're going to be looking at a great starter farm. One where you will grow wheat, carrots, potatoes, whatever you like, even beets. We're going to be building it over here behind me. We are just beside my villager breeder. So this is the villager breeder, and in case we're working away and you're wondering what the heck is all this glass and stuff here, this is from the villager breeder. Brings all the babies over. As you can tell, we have quite a few villagers. So anyway, if you need a link to the villager breeder, I will put it at the end of this video. So let's take a look. It's going to be in levels. So the top level will flow into the next level, which will flow into the next level. So depending on your situation, you're going to definitely need a shovel, but you may need a few stacks of dirt. You may need a couple stacks of cobblestone. But other than that, as you can tell, you'll need 8 trap doors. Can be any kind. You'll need a lever. You'll need some redstone. I just have 15. You'll probably need less than that. And a couple buckets of water. And that's all you're going to need. So let me just get this sort of prepared, and then we'll go over how to build it. Okay. So I cleared it out, mowed the lawn, had to take down a tree over here. So what you're basically looking for, if you can find a natural stepped plane like this, at least that you can start with, then that'll be all the less sort of building of dirt or digging of dirt that you will have to do. What you want is you want it 10 wide. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? The reason we want it 10 wide is because the sides are going to have water in order to have your plants grow. Which, by the way, you will also need a hoe at some point to hoe all this dirt so you can plant things. So let us begin. I have the back wall here, and basically you want to go 6 or 7 back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and here is where you want to put your trap doors. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? And actually I forgot that I already did the sides there. Okay? So this is what you can fill in the back corner here. This is what it's going to look like. Now this is where you're going to use your buckets of water. Now you're going to use 2. Put 1 down, and then 1 right next to it. And then of course the one in the middle becomes an infinite source. So that will allow you to do the next ones. And there you go. Okay, and then you can fill this one up, because you're going to need water, remember, all through here. So you don't want to have empty buckets. So the next part is right beside. So you want to empty this out. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? And just so things don't go crazy, you're going to want a stopper right there. And then same over here. just like that. And then you can fill this in with your buckets of water. Just like that. And again on the other side. Oops. Somebody forgot to put that there. I'm not quite sure where we were here. That'll do. Okay. And then, once we have this, cover it up. Just like that. Okay. Then, grab your redstone, and the redstone goes all along the back, just like that. And then you want to stick your lever right there. When you stick it on, it's ready to go. You might be like, well, nothing happened. Well, that's just because it activates it now. So when you unactivate it, that's when the water will pour. See? Just like that. And it will pour down and over the next one. And as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? And then this will be pouring down the next level. I'm only going to do 3 levels for this one. I'll probably do wheat, potatoes, and carrots, but you can make it an extra long one and do 4 and do beets as well. Or you can have this all wheat or all carrots or all potatoes or whatever you want to do. And then, of course, when you want to turn it off, you just flip the switch again. All right, so let's keep going here. For this next part, you want to go 7. This one was 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The next one you want to go is 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you want to dig the one out that's underneath there. And then you can just go across, save you the counting, and start placing the water here as well. And once you do that, you guessed it, cover it up. And now this is where you will have to do some digging, because now you've got 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then this is where it will drop to the next tier. And again, can't speak, you want to go 7. So actually for this one, you could go 8 because it's the very last tier. If you want to do another tier after this, then you want to do 7 again. But if this is your last tier, then you can do 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that will bring the water right to this spot. Okay? And then over here again, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then just dig across. Whoopsie. My shovel's a little more powerful than I give it credit for. All right, there we go. Now, you're probably going to want it at least 2 more, just to give yourself some room for collection. All right, and again, we're going to have to clear the side as well, because this is where, whoops, this is where you're going to be putting your water. Okay, so just like before, where are we here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And let's put our water in here again. Looks like it's getting dark, so I better just hurry up and finish this. And then let us continue after a sleep. Okay, here we are the next day. And once again, we just want to cover this up. Just like that. Okay, so now, just so we get an idea of where the food is going to end up, okay? Right here. So, just to very quickly throw the switch, the water should come all the way down here and stop right there, okay? So all the food will fall into here. Now, I'm going to use some chests and a hopper, but if you are at the very beginning and you just want a somewhat automatic farm like this, you can just drop down here and collect all the food. And then you don't need the iron for the hopper and the chest and stuff like that, okay? But I will show you how to do this with the hopper and chest. Okay, so the next step is to hoe and plant. Okay, so we are back, and as you can see, I have hoed and planted. I think you can handle that, so I don't think I need to show you. But I planted wheat up here, and one thing, I mean, it's not a big difference, but if you're planting different crops, the one you want less of, plant up here. And I just saw a spot that I actually missed. So I planted wheat up here because it's only 6 long. I planted the carrots here, which is 7 long. And then I planted the potatoes, unless of course you're a potato type person, down here, which is 8 long. So the most, whatever you want the most of, plant down here, second most there, and least up here. Although you'll still get a decent amount. And like I said, this can all be the same too, so it doesn't really matter. So now that we have everything hoed and planted, the next thing is setting up the hopper and chests. Now, if you don't have a hopper and chest, you're literally done. This is it. So whenever everything's grown, you just come up here, you flick the switch, and it will all be harvested for you in one big swoop, which will all fall down here, and you can just collect it here. Now, the one other thing I'm going to suggest is just put an extra wall on both sides, because when the water is flowing, especially when it pours down one, it might deposit some of your crops on the side if you do not have this extra wall. And like you see, it can just be dirt. It's not a big deal. Okay, just like this. So the next thing we want to do is, I think I'm going to place it over here. So I'm going to want some stairs just coming in. Or you can do it from above. It doesn't really matter. Chests are going to go here. So let's place them down. Boom and boom. And right here, of course, is where you're going to put your hopper. Just like that. And then we're going to put water right here. And everything will just flow down to here. Now, because you can see, because there's water here, it's going to do a weird little thing and kind of go up here. But everything will still go into the hopper. So here, I'll put it in. You can kind of see what I'm talking about. See what I mean? It'll kind of come up because of that water there. But it doesn't matter. It'll all go in here. And then again, you want to just build this up because the water will be flowing. You don't want crops to land up here. So I'm just going to wait for this to grow. And when it's all grown, we'll flip the switch and you can see how it works. A couple quick things while we watch this grow. If you're going to do any bee farming, it's a good idea to put the bees right beside this, and maybe even the flowers on the other side, because as the bees fly, they will drop the pollen that they have, and it will speed up the growth of things. So that's an idea. And when it comes to needing to replant this, you can either drop down and then hoe the spot again, or when you're ready, just take a spot out and then you can walk over here without damaging your crops. Okay, so basically wherever it drops down, that's where you want to dig. So right there I showed you. And then for this last one, you can just dig this and walk on. All right, and we'll see you when it's ready to go. Okay, we are ready to go. Everything has grown and it's ready to be harvested. Now, I thought, for your sake, I would do the test right here and leave one out where you can kind of come down and go on to see if anything would deposit there. So we're just doing it on one side. And the other thing I wanted to mention is, depending on your resources and the lay of the land, you might want to put a fence around this or a dirt wall if you don't have many resources or things like that, just to prevent mobs, whether they're friendly like pigs or cows or whatever, or zombies and stuff, just from walking over here and trampling, falling down, trampling on your stuff, maybe even getting caught in here and just messing things up. So you might want to do that too. So here we go. Now, the other thing you can do is you can bring this redstone all the way down here with some repeaters and have the lever here. So you can just click it right here and watch it come down. But I was of the mind, why use all these extra resources when you can just put it here? All right, so I'm gonna flick it and run down so you can kind of see what it's like. All right, so there it goes. Look at all that. Look at all the stuff going. Sweet. Did anything get stuck? Oh, there's one thing right here. It's actually not on top of the chest. It is on top of the hopper. But there's so much stuff that it's waiting its turn. So you can take a bunch of stuff out of here and just empty. There you go. See, so nothing was on the chest. It was all on the hopper. And it's just slowly emptying into the chest. So we'll just put some of this back into the chest. If you want to prevent this, you can always put another hopper or two in front of the other hopper. And then they will be stored in the hoppers instead of floating above waiting their turn. But as you can tell, there's lots of stuff here. So you've got 2 stacks of wheat seeds, so you can replant that. You've got almost 4 stacks of potatoes, so you can replant that. You've got almost 4 stacks or 3.5 stacks of carrots, and you can replant that. So as you can see, this works quite well. And then when you're ready to replant, just hit this, and you can see some of it actually came up here already. So if you want to be absolutely sure that none of your stuff gets deposited up here, then just build that extra level up here as well. Okay? Also, if you remember the test that we did before, none of those squares have crops in them. So you could probably do it on both sides. Just like that. Then you can come in on both sides, or you can leave it on one side. It's up to you. And now we just go back in and we replant everything. And that's all there is to it. So I hope you found this farm helpful. And it's pretty easy. Yeah, you have to manually plant it and stuff like that. I do have an automatic crop farm as well, which I will leave a link to at the end, which is pretty much right now. And you can check that out as well if you want a more automated farm. But other than that, here you go. I hope this is a great starter farm for you. And thank you so much for watching. Leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe. And we'll see you soon. Bye for now.